Hello, my name is Roger Hill, and I'm going to explain to you how to play Triple Yahtzee. What you see in front of you are is a three different games. So here's this part here. It's the part in green that you fill in, and here's a blank one. Normally, this part here, this H column, you won't see, but this the directions explain things as we do this today. It explains what happens in each row. You add up the fours if you're going to put something in here. Over here, you can see a scorecard that's partially finished, and we're going to finish that one together in just a second. And then over here on the right, you actually see a scorecard that's totally finished. So when the video is over, you might come back to this spot right here in the video and look over this just for some explanation. Let's see, in the description and then also in the comments, I will put in links to the following. I'll put in the links to this, which is a Triple Yahtzee help sheet, which explains what happens in each one. And this part here in the bolded, you can see the three ones here, a one, and a one. Add them together, you get a three. And so you can see that there's a scorecard here with examples of what the roll would have been at the end of a turn to put some stuff in there. So that's in there, especially if you're going to teach other people to play and they're with you. You might print those out. And then also, so let's get rid of that, come back to here. So this is also, you'll be able to print these out and have access to them, make a copy of it yourself. And then also there'll be auto scoring sheets that this is what it normally looks like is this one here. And then come back. So those are all documents that you can have access to and use. So I'm back to here. So a game, the goal of the game is to get as many points as you can. Duh. There's 13 rows that you fill in, 6 up here and then 7 here at the bottom. And then times 3, that's where the 39 turns come in. Each turn is 3 rolls per turn. So you pick up the dice and roll them. You keep the dice you want. In this situation, I want to keep a 6. And then I still get one more turn, and I'm keeping my 6s. And then after that, that's pretty incredible. So I add these up. That's 6 times 4, 24, plus 5 is 29. And so I'm going to be keeping score in this middle column or this middle game. And so I'm going to type in a 29 right there. So we're going to finish that game in a little bit, but I wanted to explain a little bit more. As you can see over here, this is all filled out. So the only thing that can go in this row here is all the ones. So I had at the end of my turn, I only had 2 ones here. And then at the end of this turn, I had 3 2s that added up to the 6. I had 3 3s, which added up to the 9. 3 4s, which added up to the 12. 4 5s, which added up to the 20, and then 3 6s, which added up to the 18. So what's this stuff under here? Well, this is tracking a bonus. You get an extra 35 points if your column up top adds up to 63 or more. That's pretty important. Something that I left out that's really important, that this right column at the end of the game, it gets tripled. So you'll notice that all the points are added up. 324 times 3 is 972. And then this middle column, everything gets added up. 261 times 2 is 522. So the reason Triple Yahtzee I find to be a lot more fun than normal Yahtzee is that there's a little bit more strategy, and so that you want to make sure your best rolls are in the third to the right column as much as possible. Not always true, because sometimes you want to make sure you're balancing your left column to get the scores you want there to get the best score anyway. And then your middle column gets doubled at the end, and then their last column. So if you're not going to make your bonus, you want to make sure you don't get it in your left column, and you definitely get your right column. So again, if everything here adds up to 63, so why is there a 4 there? Well, you can see that I actually added up to 67, which means I had 4 extra points to still get my bonus. And over here, you can see that I was behind 4 because I was 63 minus 4 is 59, and that's how many points short I was. And so I kind of included that so you can see, because it's really kind of handy. Once I got this roll early in the game, that I had the extra points here, it allowed me to have what I would call a garbage roll or a bad roll. It allowed me to have a bad roll and still make up for it. So when you can have extra points here and these rows here, it allows you to have some extra rolls later. So that's the gist of the game, and you now know everything you need to play the game, but I'm going to show playing the rest of this game. So I'm going to hide, oh, I'm not going to hide that. I'm going to put my dice up here so you can see them better. Then I'm going to hide what's happening here so we don't have to see it while we play. And then I'm going to play the rest of game 2. And I'll bring this over a little bit. Well, let me bring it over. All right, so I'm just going to bring my dice here. I guess we can have the description in 2 places there. So I'm playing the rest of the game. So you can see here, I don't have my bonus coming here yet. I'm down 1. I'm missing a 3 of a kind. I'm missing a full house. And so these kind of explain what's happening, and I'll explain them as I go. So it's my turn to roll here. So I roll. I have 3 5s. It's pretty incredible. Now, interestingly enough, I have all my 5s covered. But because I still have a 3 of a kind and I have my 2 chances, and I really want a Yahtzee because that 50 points tripled is a big deal. So I'm going to roll for my 5s. Oops, I missed. Missed twice. Not very impressive here. So, and then I have one more roll to see what happens. Okay, so my 5s are already covered, and I can't do anything else there. So I'm going to put it in this 3 of a kind, which is 3 of them match, and then I add up all the dice. So that's 15 plus 9, 24. So I'm going to put my 24 in that second column over there. So I put in a 24. So once you start getting to the end of the game, sometimes you have to put in zeros because you don't have anything else. Well, I don't have all my 2s, and just in case I can get a Yahtzee in 2s. Oh, you know what? I really want my 6s still. You can see that I don't have my 6s, so I'm going to change from my 2s to my 6s. That's a strategic thing. Again, you can change what you want, but it is my last roll. But I don't have anything particularly good. And so I'm going to look at that. I'm going to add them all up because I still have 2 chances. Chances is like your catch-all. You can put anything you want there. So I add them up. 6 plus 6 is 12, 17, 18, 19, 20. I don't know. We're deep in the game. Sometimes I might leave that later and fill it in because you can see that with the 21 here, or with the 20, I actually put these in the wrong order. It would have been better to have my 21 on the right because it was bigger because it gets tripled, and then put the 20 there. But it was just my best guessing while playing the game. So now I'm playing here. I need my 4s still. You can see in my score column on the left. So look from over here at the scores to over to the score thing with my arrow. And so you can see that I'm looking at 4s, so I want to get 4s. And I got another 4, which is good. I'd like to get 2 more 4s for a Yahtzee, but I did not. And another 4 would have been great, because then I would have had extra there, but I did not get extra, so I put in my 12. So now I'm thinking about between getting Yahtzees and large straights. I'm not sure what to do. But the 3 5s is awesome. I still am trying to get a Yahtzee if I can. The hard part is I don't have anywhere for this 5s to go up here in the 5s, and my 3s of a kind and 4s of a kind are already filled in. So I don't know where this is going to go. Well, it's going to end up in my chance. Because it was, this one got bumped over. So I have 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15, plus 9 is 24. So I'm actually going to put a 24 in this chance here. Again, it would have been better had these been in the exact reverse order, but that sometimes happens in the game. So I'm still trying to get what I need. I need some 6s and I need things that look like straights. But I keep rolling stuff I don't need. Well, I need another full house. At the end of the game, I'm never quite sure what to do best. But I am trying at this point for a full house, which means I need a 3 or a 5 to go in there. And I missed the box. And I didn't get it. So I'm actually going to put my 1 up here. See how I have an extra 5 points? Because if this is added up, I already have 65, so I get my bonus already. It's not good that I'm going to lose a few points by not having 3 there, but in general, I still get my bonus. So I'm putting my 1 up there when I didn't get it. So anytime you can have extra points here and still get your bonus, it's kind of giving you your padding to have some bad rolls like I just had. So here's a 2, 3. Here was a 2, 3, 3, 6. And I kind of need 2. That was supposed to be a 2, sorry. So I'm going to roll for 2s because I need 2s up here. Rolling for 2s. Didn't get it. And I got it. The problem is I really wanted an extra 2. But I'm this deep in the game, I don't have a whole lot of choices. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. And up at the top columns, you don't add up all the dice. You only add up what you're putting in. So I'm only adding up my 2s, and therefore that's why I have my 6s. 2, 4, 6. So it looks like I have about 8 more turns. I'm going to go for my 6s here because I already have my 3s and my 1s, and I don't have much of a straight left. So I have another 6. And I'm rolling again, hoping I get 2 6s. Well, I actually think I have a better chance of getting 4 6s later than of ever getting 2 Yahtzees. So I'm actually going to put a 0 in my Yahtzees here. I would say on average, when my wife and I play, we play a lot. We average maybe just over 1 Yahtzee a game, but there are plenty of games when we don't get 1 Yahtzee. So sometimes I think you average between 1 and 2 Yahtzees per game. I mean, there's a game that she got 6 Yahtzees once. But there are definitely plenty of games where we don't get any Yahtzees. Okay, so I'm really looking at being short in my straights right now. So I'm going to start with this 2, 3, 4, hoping I can get the other sides of it. And so now I have a 5, so I already have a small straight. So I have a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. And so now if I get a 1 or a 6, it turns into a large straight, which is a nice way to try. But I didn't get it, but I still have my small straight. So I can put in my 30 here. So I'm just going for straights, full houses, and 6s. 3, 4, 6. And I'm still going for Yahtzees. I'm actually going to go for my 6s, hoping I can get 3 more 6s, or a full house, or a Yahtzee. So this is a tough one. Do I put my 6s up here? 2 6s, and then if I put 2 6s there, it's 12. And you'll see that I'm going to be 7 points below getting my bonus. I just don't think I'm going to get my straight. So I'm actually going to undo that and leave that blank on the off chance I can get 4 6s. I probably won't, but it's a better chance than me getting another set of large straights. So I end up having to put a 0 there because I have to put a score somewhere. So I'm going for 6s still, or trying to get something that looks like a straight, but I haven't got that. So here's an interesting one. I don't recommend doing this early in the game because I don't have a small straight, but I'm going for an inside straight. I don't normally recommend doing that, but I'm so deep in the game, this is where I try it. I'm trying to get a 5. I did not get it. So even though I had 2 6s last time, and I didn't put it in, this time I'm just running out of options, so I am putting the 12 in there, giving up on my bonus, obviously. And so this column is done. Notice I did not get my bonus. It stayed false. I don't get the 35 to add in, which makes me sad. So the only thing I have left now is my full house, my large straight, and my Yahtzee. So there's a better chance than not that I'm not going to get any of those things. But we'll try them. So I have 2 4s, trying for a Yahtzee or a full house. 2 3s, still trying for a full house. Now a 3 or a 4 would get it for me, and I did not. I'm actually going to put my 0 here. My wife would probably disagree with me and do something different at this point. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put my 0 here. And the reason I'm going to put my 0 here is going for full houses and Yahtzees, you can run into the other. So while I'm trying to get a Yahtzee, I might also get a full house. And so that's why I'm going to put that there. So I have my 2 3s. I'm hoping that I can get more 3s. So there's my full house. Now, I still have one more roll to try to get my Yahtzee, but I just don't think I'm going to get it. If I was playing against somebody else and I was over 100 points behind them, I would actually put a 0 in my full house on the last chance of getting a Yahtzee on my last turn. That might not have made a whole lot of sense, but just depending on where you are in the game and how many people you're playing with when you do it, makes a difference in what you do. So I'm trying for a Yahtzee on my very last turn, and here we go, sixes, and I need double sixes, which is a 1 in 36 chance, which means chances are I'm not going to do, wow. And then I had that there, and so I can put a 0 in. Ironically, if I had had the chance to put it up here as 6, 12, 18, 24, I would have got my bonus. But anyway, so that game ended. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to play. Again, the right column gets tripled. You want to make sure your good scores are there. Your middle column gets doubled. So when you can, you want to have your good scores there. And if you're going to miss anything, you want it to be in the left column. But I've had games where I haven't had any large straights, and I haven't got some of my bonuses. But anyway, so again, this is how you play. Look in the description or look in the comments so that you can get the Google Doc to either print them out or just play on it. And then also there is the help sheet. Let me close.